So if you've tried losing weight in the past and you've given up, this episode is for you. Hello, my Health First Heroes. Welcome to this episode. If you're new to Health First Heroes, on this channel we talk about everything health and nutrition and try to expand our knowledge and a holistic approach to health and fitness. Ask your doctors the right questions and just understand what's going on inside your body. This is all about an exchange of knowledge so we can have conversations in the comments below and we can talk about all this stuff openly. Today I want to talk about 7 things to do as soon as you've given up. And of course, remember, I am not a doctor. You should always consult your primary care physician before starting a health or fitness program. I don't know your situation. You know your situation better than I do. I'm going to tell you what I've done in the past. I'm going to tell you what I talked to other people about doing, and we can all go through this together. So I actually got a text today from an old colleague who is going through the exact same thing. They're trying to lose weight. They've lost about 10 pounds, but they're struggling. They've given up. They're not sure what to do next. So here's the 7 things that I told them. I have the literal text messages that I told them to get back on track. And this is regardless of what they've tried, where they're at, etc. So let's get down to the first 7 things you should do after you've given up. We'll call this step 0. Take a breath, right? You've taken the initiative to be a better version of yourself. That's the most important thing. You're putting health first. You're making it a priority. That's what this channel is all about. So the very first thing that I told this person to do when they text me, when they're just completely lost, not sure where to start, is to kind of reset. The best way to reset your body is through a detox. I'm just assuming that this person may not be drinking enough water. I don't know what their exercise routine is. I don't know what their allergies are. First things first, detox. Do a sugar detox. We're all guilty of this. We've all consumed way too much sugar and it's just been destroying our bodies for decades and decades. You got to cut the sugar, right? So buy some at the store, flip it over. If it says it has sugar on the back, added or otherwise, out. And do this for about 4 or 5 days. Just see how it goes. See how you feel. Get through the detox. You're going to feel weird symptoms. You might feel a little dizzy. You might feel fatigued. You're going to feel blah. Your sugar detox. You might have diarrhea. You might, lose 10 pounds because of all the water weight that sugar holds. So this is the most important thing, is to do that reset. On top of that sugar detox, the next thing that I told them to do was to hop on CDC's website and get a BMI calculator. I really like their calculator because it gives you a healthy range of weight. And of course, BMI stands for Body Mass Index. So what it's going to do is it's going to tell you if you're, for example, 5'2" and you weigh 165 pounds, you're going to come in right around the obese to overweight line right there at 165 pounds at 5'2". Don't say you have a goal of lose 10 pounds, lose 15 pounds. Well, that's easy to do if it's just water weight, but you want to get into that healthy range and you want to feel great, right? You want to put your health first, take this seriously, and get down to a healthy range. This stuff is super important. Projects at work don't matter. Your coworkers don't matter. None of that stuff matters. Traffic doesn't matter. What car you drive doesn't matter. You've got to get healthy. Those are the first 2 things I told them. Find out what your healthy range is, okay? Of course, the second thing was that sugar detox. For 3, 4, 5 days, see how you feel by cutting the sugar. Eat anything you want. It just can't have sugar, okay? All right, the next 5 things I told them are in this order. After they've gone through that detox, and you'll know you're done with the detox when you start to feel normal. You're going to have some weird cravings. You're going to feel like crap. You're going to go through all those weird symptoms as you detox out of the sugar that you've been addicted to and you didn't even know it. Once you're through that, could take anywhere from 3 days to 7 days, get through it, have the discipline, get through that. Step 1, when you're coming back on to a normal health first lifestyle, we're going to take a slow carb kind of approach. So this is inspired by the 4-Hour Body by Tim Ferriss. So it's going to sound familiar if you've already read that book, but this is just super important to think about a lifestyle change. This is not a diet. This is something you can start today and be on the rest of your life. And the reason for that is it's super easy to follow, but you've got to start with that detox. You got to get that crap out of your body. And salt helps you retain water. Sugar helps you retain water. The carbs help you retain water. You don't even need any carbs. We've heard about essential proteins and amino acids and stuff. We've heard about essential fatty acids and things like that. There are no essential carbohydrates, right? So you can eat them as sparingly as possible and you're totally fine, right? Watch the carbs, right? Watch the sugar, okay? So step one, after you get that detox out of the way, after you hop on, get your BMI, find out where your range is. Step one, avoid the white carbs. So what that means is the oatmeal, I put in this category, white bread. If you like bread, I would go with Ezekiel bread. If you like oatmeal, eat it once a week. You don't need to eat it 4 times a week. Once a week's fine, right? Same thing. Potatoes, things like that. French fries, obviously. The white carbs are a great way to just kind of generally label, no, don't eat those, right? Well, wait till the end to figure out exactly what the key to this lifestyle is, okay? So that was number one. Number two, I told them, don't drink your calories. So water, tea, coffee for sure. They immediately asked me about coffee creamer. What I typically do once I got into my healthy weight range, I started using oat milk, right? I ditched some of the sweeter coffee creamers and went for an oat milk. But until I got down into mine, that's what I advise them to do, until you get down into your healthy weight range, try to be as strict as possible. It'll probably only take, 30 days or something to make progress, and you need to be strict for just a little bit. That will allow you to see the results of getting that stuff out of your body and starting fresh, doing that reset, okay? So don't drink your calorie. The second thing they asked me about besides coffee creamer, again, try to do something that's more cream, less sweet, okay? The next thing that this person asked me about as soon as I said that was, what about alcohol? So with that, you're going to want to, again, putting your health first, not saying no alcohol, but my approach to it has been finding a really, really good red wine, like a organic grape Cabernet or a Pinot Noir. Stick to those. They're going to have less sugar in them and just overall better for you as far as alcohol goes. So kind of a bit of a gray area, but that's what has worked for me. I can't tell you what to do. I'm only telling you what I've done in the past that's worked, that hasn't caused me to gain weight. The next thing I told them is avoid fruits, right? If we look at our ancestors, they didn't have fruit 5 times a week, right? Fruit is seasonal, okay? And it always depends on where you live on this planet Earth, but fruit is generally seasonal, right? Save it for once a week, right? And I'm getting to the end, to the key of this lifestyle. Let's jump to the next one, right? Number 4 here is stick to simple, high protein, high fiber, and high good fat meals. So you've got tree nuts, you have pecans, walnuts, you have almonds, avocado, grass-fed beef. They make pastas out of lentils. Get your legumes in there. Get your beans, pinto beans, black beans, red lentils. Like I said, Trader Joe's is fantastic for that stuff. I've got another video coming up to talk about where you shop impacts greatly the kind of food that you have access to. Now, once you're sticking to your simple meals, you're putting salsa on your salads, you're trying different things, you're ditching the dressings, you're doing spices and olive oil and red wine vinegar. The last piece of this that I told them to do was take a day off. Once per week, pick a day. And this is how it's structured. So I've been walking my mom through this as well, because she's been super effective at ditching the sugar and then transitioning to this kind of a slow carb lifestyle, right? So the best approach that I've seen is people like to obsess about the scale and their weight and things like that. But if you're strength training, the scale's not the best tool, but it can help you in the first 90 days of this just to see the progress, to help inspire you to keep going. Because if you just go to the gym 3 or 4 times, you don't all of a sudden have abs, right? You want to see those results and get inspired, right? So tips that I also told them to take into consideration, make this public. Let everybody know that you're getting ready to lose weight, you're doing it. It can help inspire people to also lose weight. Hop on the scale. I would pick like Saturday mornings, okay? So the way it should work is, you know that eating sugars, eating carbs, eating salt helps you retain water. And you want an accurate reading of your body weight, right? Not your body weight plus water weight. With time Friday morning, maybe Thursday evening comes around, ditch the extra salt, the extra sugar, carbs. Be super strict about this as time has gone on, right? So you've already done, this is after you've done your detox for a week and you're a month into it. This is your normal week. And ditch the extra carbs, sugar, and salt on Thursday and Friday. Saturday morning, first thing, as soon as you wake up, hop on the scale, write that number down. You're gonna see your weight tank the first week that you're doing this stuff with that sugar detox, because it's all water weight. It's all just flushing out, right? When Saturday's, the weigh-in's over, you can actually cycle back on and go, you know what, today I'm gonna have my baked potato, I'm gonna have my oatmeal, I've been craving, fresh orange juice or something like that, or fresh oranges, even better. That's the day after your weigh-in, that's the day to kind of have that psychological break. So that's why this lifestyle works so well. One of the follow-up questions this person had with me is, okay, so I'm doing this, what about cheeses? Are there any vegetables I should avoid? So my rule on anything with dairy in it is, since dairy does seem to have a spike in glucose, there's no necessary reason for you to have dairy. I understand it has protein, but there are better sources of protein. Just like oranges have vitamin C, but there are way better sources of vitamin C than oranges. So I would save the cheese and the dairy and stuff like that to your off day. If Saturday is your off day, let that be, even do an off day drawer that has all these specialty stuff. The next thing they asked me about with the vegetables. So avocado, technically being a fruit, is included in the totally fine to eat. So guacamole, salsa, your beans, all your grass-fed organic meat, stuff like that. Fish, all good to go. Go crazy with that stuff. You can eat as much vegetables as you can possibly imagine, and you're totally fine. The next thing they asked was about certain kind of sweets. Honey and stuff like that is obviously going to be way too sweet. And it brought me to my next point when I was having this conversation with them, to let them know, once you've kind of detoxed from sugar and you're on this kind of slow carb lifestyle, is that things that have sugar in them are going to be way sweeter than you remember. They're going to take over your whole mouth sweet, and you just had no idea how hooked on sugar you were until you actually detox from it. So anything like that, you'll have it super sparingly once a week. The other thing that I found that works for me is chocolate. So there's a lot of health benefits about dark chocolate. That's the one that I've seemed to do like a couple of times a week and hasn't had a big impact on me. The key here is it's got to be dark chocolate. So 72% or higher, aka darker, is what you can do there. So if you get, I think, 86% or something like that, it's almost a little bitter. And that stuff actually has higher fat than it does sugar. It's got some protein in there. So that stuff, totally okay. I would have, if you have to have chocolate, have like the above 72% and let that kind of be your craving. But try to be as strict as you can until you hit your goal weight. That's the most important thing. Hit your goal weight with the BMI calculator as quickly as possible. Put your health first. This stuff is super important. I hope these 7 things make you feel like you can reset and start again, but then you're going to bounce back and you're going to be renewed and you're going to start losing weight by sticking to this stuff. Thank you so much for joining me. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, please let me know in the comments below, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks.